In each room, it demonstrates a portion of combat, which is important, and that way I can talk about it as I do it. So I think that's probably the best way to do things. The first room is the elemental room, and that is to demonstrate that certain elements are strong against other elements and weak against themselves, etc., etc. I will go into that in more detail in just a second. So, to initiate a fight, you right-click on it, you hit the sword, starts the fight. In this case, I have a very limited position on where I can go. So when I right-click him, it comes up he has 100% water resist and 100% air resist, while he has 0 earth and fire resist. So, if I were to use a water spell, I have 0 bonus percent damage to anything. So if I were to use a water spell, I would do 1 damage. If I use a fire spell, I will do normal damage, which is, of course, only 3 because I'm level 2. But, the point there is that you need to always check what resists monsters have, so you can coordinate what's most effective against them, be it if you have multiple elemental spells, or if you're grouping with somebody, you can take the mob that works best for you while they take the mob that works best for them, or however you want to do that. So, okay. He is dead. I have punched him to death. Next. So next I will do the speed demonstration, which I talked about a little bit ago already, but I will give you a more coherent refresher course. This is an annoying little thing that runs in circles, and basically the goal here is I cannot catch him on my own. The only way that I can catch him is by getting a speed bonus and choosing the movement option. So the faster I take my turn, the faster my little yellow bar goes up. You can actually see it right here. It shows it even when it's not my turn. And it's going to make me wait while my Gemlin talks, even though I have him on mute, because it's the tutorial of the game and it makes you do that. So I move again, and I end my turn. As you can see, I'm now about 1/3 of the, or 2/3 of the way to full. Now I'm really pretty close. And I'm waiting for him to take his turn. And now I'm full, so at the start of my next turn, I'm going to be able to select my bonus. And the bonuses are shared between everybody in the fight, so you can steal bonuses from other people. And the way this particular fight works is that little guy, his innate bonus is a movement boost. And I'm going to steal that from him and be able to move and catch up to him. Because as an IOP, my inherent bonus is actually damage. And it looks like he may have, either I've DC'd or he may have lagged out or something, because that didn't work right and he was supposed to run. But I've caught him now, I select the movement buff, I punched him, and it's over. So it's just a small reward for them acting faster, and the more initiative you have, which is it determines the initial order of who goes when. But the more initiative you have, the faster you build your speed bonuses. So, and some of those can be really powerful. You know, like 50% bonus crit, or I believe the IOPS is like 50% bonus damage. It's, you know, a lot of bang for your buck. And this demonstrates that enemies take bonus damage when attacked from the side and back. There's actually a stat called butt kicking, or, you know, improving damage from behind, or however you want to call it, where if you attack from behind a target, you do more, and you can actually stack that stat, but at default, you do 15% more damage when attacking from the side, and 30% more damage when attacking from behind. So those are the 3 main tutorials about combat. Otherwise, it is standard tactical SRPG combat. And then I talk to this guy, and he will give me a little reward, which I don't really care about. But what's more important is that this gets me achievement, and if I press Y again and I go to my Gemlin, I now have my first boost gem, giving me 10 additional HP. So that would be the basics of combat, and I've gone over some basics on leveling and builds. So the next thing I need to do is go over professions. So let's just head this way. Oh, actually, one more thing I did want to cover on enemies, and we'll see if I can find a group like this. Okay, so if you're fighting more than one monster, when you hover over them, you'll see that there are 2 Wodens in the group. They're each level 2, and it comes to a total of 4, and that's the group level. Now, what you're shooting for is things that match or approximately match your group level. And if you have, you know, say a friend with you or whatever, that increases your group level by their level, so you can fight more powerful monsters, and that will give you better XP. So the goal is to get, you know, multiple people, fight things that are, like, higher level than you, and gain more XP by moving your group level to the same group level as that of the enemies of higher level. It's a little complicated, but what that does mean is that there's no XP share limits or anything like that. So you can always group with your friends, and it actually will even let you fight harder monsters than normal and get better XP. So the first profession you learned is trapping. It's in the newbie zone. When you talk to this guy, you ask for a book. You are supposed to read the book. I'm skipping that for time. Then you take a small test to learn the profession, which I am just going to run through very, very quickly. Okay, so now I've learned trapping from that large wolf. And I am actually not going to finish this section of the newbie grounds because I just don't have time. But these are sheep, and if I right-click on the sheep, I can gather a seed from him if the gemlin is not talking in my way. So if I click on the little beaker icon, I'm able to gather his seed, which sounds really dirty, but is actually probably pretty dirty. So then I can plant said seed on the ground, and that wolf is going to stand on it, so I can't really show you, but basically it looks like these down here that this guy's planting. And in a few minutes, that'll grow into another sheep, which is super awesome. If a sheep is dead, which, let's see if I can find one. Here we go, I believe this guy is dead. Then I can harvest meat from him. And, meat is used in various professions, cooking, and I think some in leatherworking, maybe. So that's a gain from that. And that sort of brings us to the ecosystem, which I will go over quickly. And I know a lot of the stuff I also covered in my original video, but I kind of wanted to just put it all into one compendium video and just sort of cover everything. So basically the screen that we're looking at, you use W to bring it up. It's the ecosystem. And it will show you all of the things that are supposed to be on the map, and how many there are supposed to be of it, and there's an accepted range. For example, here are the wild plants, which are these pink flowers. You can harvest them if you have herbalism, but there's no actual expected level of them on here, so there's no bonuses or detraction for changing them or anything like that. Whereas the gobbles, there's actually a suggested range, and that's between these 2 yellow lines. That's where you want the gobbles. If there's too many on this map, that causes the wolf with a fork down here to come out and start eating things. If there's too few, it causes the other wolf to come out and start dropping seed bags so that people can plant more. If you aren't on this map and you are on a map in your nation, going too high means that if you plant things, you will lose citizenship. If you kill things, you will kill or destroy things, you will gain citizenship points from lowering the population, and then it's the reverse if you are below. So that's something that's important to know. There's also a weather system, which I can't show here. You use X to bring it up. It tells you current weather, forecasted weather, how that affects your planting. I believe it's only useful in farming and being a lumberjack. It may also be useful in other things, I'm not sure, because most of the time the weather changes are not dramatic enough to really greatly affect that, but it can change your planting success as well as your growing speed. I apologize, I'm getting sort of low frame rate, and that seems to be happening a lot lately in these videos. So I'm going to tell the cat that I'm ready to leave Incarnum, even though I have not done anything. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick Amagna, because that's where all of my characters are. That's not an excuse to come stalk me, but so that is the game. Okay, that was interesting. I was supposed to play a little video there, and things are not going great. I have locked up, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually I guess I'm gonna close out and start it up again, so if you give me just one moment. So I'm back into the game once again, and I am going to log in again, and I'm going to log into that. And I am once again back up with the cat, and I am going to talk to it one more time, and accidentally click the wrong option and get stuck here. Yes, I'm ready to leave Incarnum. Yes, send me there. Yes, send me there. Do as I say, you flatulent cat. Alright. So, cutscene again. It's adorable. And I'm okay, look at that. Got through this time. I'm going to attack this goblin, which I can hopefully kill despite being very low level. I've only got like one more thing I want to show people, but nothing ever seems to work out the way I want it to. So that allows me to jump a little bit farther and punch him in the face. And then it's his turn, and he's it definitely looks like there's some sort of server issues at the moment. The monsters are lagging, and maybe I'm lagging. I don't really know. But it looks like I may have to wait for the time on his turn to run out before I can attack him. That just appears to be my luck today. So, the last thing I want to do is go over the map, which I haven't had like a good option. I guess I probably could have done that in Incarnum, but I'm not the brightest fellow, so I didn't. Maybe he'll actually act this turn. No, okay, so, what I will do is I will just kill myself, skip this, and I believe I can go over to Incarnum. I was not thinking before, so will you send me back up? Oh, okay, well it'll just let me jump off here. Okay, so I can skip killing that, which is great, and then I can do another little cutscene. And this is Astrub, which is the area between nations. This is Amachna's area, and you need a passport to get into the Zap to teleport into Amachna. This is Banta, and this is Brockmar. So basically what I just want to do is quickly show you how to mark things on the map and use your compass. So say I find something interesting over here, it's not going to necessarily mark it for me, so I drag this little question mark from down here, I take this, and I can say thing I like is here, and then when I mouse over it, it says thing I like is here. And that's really super useful for finding things later on that you thought were cool, or you know, like a favorite planting ground or anything like that. Finally, the compass, which is over here. Wherever you choose to drag this, let's say I'm going to put it there, that will leave it on your map, and I will get a little arrow which guides me in that direction, which is handy for when you're running long distances, when you just don't want to keep looking at your map or whatever. It'll constantly update you. There's a couple of things like the market system that will just put it on your map for you, and all of that, but if you ever need to just set one up yourself, there's that. Additionally, if you ever are looking at a guide online or anything and they use coordinates, or you want to tell your friend where something is, down in the bottom corner here there is an X and a Y for coordinates, and as you move your mouse it will show you what the coordinates are so that you can tell your friends or find out where that guide is telling you a secret is. So I think that's everything that I want to go over today, and thank you for listening to my rambling, and I'm sorry about some of the technical difficulties. I have been Harvey from WTHamiplaying.com. This has been my quickie Wakfu walkthrough, if you will. Yeah, bad jokes. So, thank you, and make sure you like, subscribe, and check out our Twitter. Have a good day.